Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zaria. In today's video, I wanted to share with y'all that I got a hair transplant. That's what this video is all about. I'm gonna go over the price, the process, communication, everything that you would need to know, especially if you're considering getting a hair transplant or if you're considering going with this company. I went to Longevita, and right now, as you can see, I'm very crusty. I'm 9 days post-op. If you want to keep up with me and my journey on my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because I will be posting more frequently. And let's get straight into it. Firstly, how did I find them? I found them on YouTube. There was a couple different Black women that had shared their experience and that they went to them. Although there is not a lot of reviews, especially of afro hair texture with Longevita, I just took my chances, and plus they were really affordable because now transplants are going up. Like, they are skyrocketing. The currency is changing, like they're getting their back. I just was like, I gotta hurry. But I found them back in 2021, I do believe. 2020 or 2021, I think it was 2021. I did so much research. Like, I looked at the bad reviews, I looked at the good reviews, I went on YouTube, of course, because you want to see people's progress. So that's what I was more concerned with, especially with my hair texture. A lot of people don't do very well with African American hair textures, or as I could say, Afro hair textures. So that was very important to me, to make sure that they can get the job done and not leave me patchy. It took me a very long time to actually research it because I had to research on what I wanted to get done. So I got a FUE hair transplant done. So FUE is when they extract the hair follicles from the back and plant them in the front. FUT is when they make a incision in the back of your head. Almost, I don't know if they take the skin out and implant it in the front. I'm not too sure, but I will make sure that I put all the information on the screen, the difference between an FUE and a FUT transplant. But yes, I ended up getting a FUE transplant. Once I figured out what I wanted to get done, I went ahead and I messaged them on WhatsApp because I am in the States, USA. So I couldn't give them a phone call because, baby, that bill would have been very pricey, okay? And I don't have time to be paying all that money for a phone bill. I went ahead and I messaged them on WhatsApp, and what they did was they had me send them pictures of my hairline. My hairline was snatched back. My hairline was just, it was behind the ears. It was behind the ears. I couldn't do it because me walking out like that, no. It was not happening. After I messaged them pictures, they were asking me like a few different details about my hairline and stuff like that, and then they went ahead and they gave me a quote. So the quote was 1,350 pounds, which is equivalent to about $1,750, $1,800. I think with me, I only paid about, I want to say $1,600 or $1,500 because I told them that I only wanted to be transported from the airport and to the airport. That's it. And I'm gonna get into all of that in a second. I believe I only paid $1,500, and then for my flight, which is not included, I paid $1,140 something, so around $1,150, something like that. And then you have to make sure that you get a visa, because your visa is going to ensure that you get into Turkey successfully, especially when you get to that border and they ask for that visa. Exactly.
So one thing that I will say really quickly that I did not add in the video is that nobody acknowledged my visa. So I bought my visa because they were enforcing that I buy my visa in order to get into Turkey, but nobody looked at my visa. So definitely buy your visa just to be on the safe side, but I'm not too sure if they look at my visa. I don't know if it was because I'm a US citizen or what, but just get it to be on the safe side to make sure that you're able to get into Turkey.
That's how much that I paid. Everybody is different depending on what you want. You want the full package or if you want stuff taken out. So they had me pay a 250 pound deposit, and in dollars it's like 3 something. And after you pay that deposit, you secure your appointment. It's just like when you get your lashes done, your hair cut, whatever. Once you put your deposit down, your appointment is secure. Once my deposit was paid for, I just had to book my flight, get my visa, and that was basically it. After all of that is done, you have to make sure that you pay the full amount before you show up to Turkey, because they're not well for that. I wanted to pay cash because I wanted to make sure once I get done with my hair transplant that I can go ahead and pay cash. I want to make sure you did a good job, but they're not having that. So what they have you do is to send the full amount through bank transfer. And if you're in the US, the bank transfer takes a few days. My first bank transfer to them took about 5 days. My second one only took about 2 days, because I think that my bank realized, like, okay, you know, she sent this before. I don't know. They have you send the full amount. If you want to, they do have where you could pay leading up to your appointment. So you can pay, let's say, like $400 one week, and next week you could pay $200, but you have to make sure that that full amount is paid before your appointment. Once that was all secured, me and the person that was in charge, kind of like my health specialist or whoever was, you know, I had 2 different people helping me. Once everything was secure, I went ahead and I went to the airport. My brother took me to the airport. I went to Miami airport because I live in Florida, and I went to the international side. So with that, they asked for your COVID test, or they ask for a vaccine card. If you are vaccinated, you don't need a COVID test. They just take a picture of it at the airport, send you on your merry way. So once I arrived, because my plane, mind you, my plane in Miami, they had us sitting on the plane for 3 hours and we did not move. So that made me very delayed, and I was starting to stress out because I knew that a driver was waiting on me in Istanbul. So the girls were stressed, okay? Once I finally started to fly and I landed in Istanbul, the airport was so hard to navigate. I thought that I would not be able to make it out of the airport. I was asking people for help, like the people that work there, but nobody really speaks English. And I'm not gonna discredit other people because they really did try to help me, but you have to keep in mind, this is their country. You have to like lose that mindset of everybody's gonna speak English, because they're not. At the airport, almost nobody really spoke English. If they did, it was very broken. When I got to the airport, as soon as I landed, I had no data, none. And I had to ask this man for help. So he finally got me some Wi-Fi. I got in contact with the lady that was helping me with everything, and my driver was waiting for 3 hours. He was still there, and I really appreciate him because he was so nice about it. He's like, what happened? Once I finally got out the airport, finally, I exited, because I just want to help y'all. I exited zone 9 or gate 9. That's the, oh, hold on, let me not hitch. That's where all the drivers are gonna be, taxis and everything. The driver was there, he had my name up, he flipped it and had Longevita on the sign, so I knew it was him. And then we talked for a little bit, just chopped it up. And then I got in the car with a driver, like an actual driver, and then he took me to the hotel. Once I arrived at the hotel, I waited for my man to get there because he was gonna be there with me and help take care of me. He's a doll, he's amazing, but he was just gonna help be there with me. Once he arrived, he told the front desk that he was there for me. And this is another thing, if you have a person coming with you, because most people will have somebody coming with them, make sure that you screenshot everything when you fill out that paperwork online, because when my man got to the hotel and was gonna check in, on the paperwork, it says that a company that is gonna be with you is 15 euros per night. Hotel charged me 30 pounds a night. So I ended up only paying for 2 nights. They weren't supposed to charge me that, but they be getting down. Their dollar is Turkish lira. That's their money, Turkish lira, but they want to charge other currencies because it's stronger. So that's just another thing to keep in mind, is make sure you screenshot that. I told her that they charged me, and she told me one thing, that she would call them and let them know, but everybody is saying different things, you know, like what I seen on the paperwork and what you're telling me, and you're supposed to be a network with the hotel, they're saying something completely different. I didn't like that. I didn't add certain things into my package because this YouTuber, she also got a hair transplant. I really don't remember her name, but I'm gonna see if I can link her name in the description box or link her video. She was saying, do not buy the taxi. Don't do that. They charged me £100 total to and from the airport. I would not pay for taxi, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you pay for taxi, you're gonna be paying that, right? But if you decide to pay for a taxi out of your own pocket, or like with your, I like to use my phone a lot, I don't really have Turkish dollars, they're only gonna charge you what, $4 US, or if you're going to the airport, they're only gonna charge you about $8. That's what I just did the entire time I was there. Even to the clinic, I went ahead and I paid what, $1 and some change, $2. Once I was at the hotel, I got me a taxi to the clinic. Me personally, I did not end up going to the clinic, and I think it's because the day that I booked. So I ended up getting my procedure on April 2nd, which was a Saturday. That's when I got my hair transplant done. So since the clinic is closed on Saturday and Sunday, I ended up going to Colon International Hospital in Sicily. I went to the 10th floor, and that's where they do their hair transplants and stuff like that. And it was other people there, like it was. When I first arrived, they had me fill out some paperwork and things like that. And then we went into this room. I was talking to my patient care specialist, and then she brought in the doctor. The doctor did not speak any English at all. So she had to translate everything. And the doctor drew out my hairline. I didn't like it at all. Like, I looked at my hairline and I'm like, I don't like, can we move something? Can we, can we, like, she tried to draw my hairline back here. I said, oh no, baby, like, no. I said, can I see your pen? She gave me her pen, and I drew out my hairline where I wanted it. And she was like, oh, we can't do that because you can't have transplanted hair on your muscles. So she told me to raise my eyebrows. So I raised my eyebrows, and she said, oh, we can't have transplanted hair on the muscles because they're gonna fall out. Mind you, she's translating this to my patient care specialist. My patient care specialist is translating it to me. Biggest thing that I had an issue with that I did not like is I wanted this to come down, where my actual sideburn is. Like, I wanted it to come down more. Also over here, I wanted it to come down as well. As you can see, it starts way too high. I told them because they come down more on my sideburn, and they were saying no, because we only have like so much time and so much space to where we can't give you any freaking sideburns. Like, girl, what? I already paid all my money. Instead of the doctor actually looking at my hairline, taking a comb, parting it where she needs to put the marker, I had hair right here. Like, my hairline was like right here, and I had like a ton of hair here. She did not go around my hair where I already had like full hair. She did not go around it and map it like that. She just takes the marker and was like, shh. Like, literally, shh. Really finna implant hair on my already very healthy hair. You're gonna make my hair fall out. That was my issue, is that I kept telling them I want hair on my sideburns. Is that too much to ask? Because who wants a transplant? And this is, you can see the demarcation. And even with my grafts, you can see the demarcation. So now I have to wait to see how my hair is gonna turn out and really hope that it blends in with my sideburns. So that was my main issue, is that I told them something and they told me no, because we can only do a certain amount of grafts. We go in the room, and it was 2 women, right? They're numbing me with a needle, and that needle hurt. Yes, the numbing does hurt, but it was tolerable to me because, I mean, yeah, like, I can handle it. 2 women working on me. I took a lunch break, came back, and now it's 2 men working on me. And this is after they had made the channels in my head, which is the holes that they make so they can insert the grafts in. The guys, they just did the grafts. They just made the blueprint for the men, and the men was just inserting the grafts. Once I came back, I laid down and they did what they did. But during the process, my head was so numb, it felt like a rock. Like, I could feel them moving my head, and I could feel them like doing stuff, but I couldn't feel it because it was numb, but I could hear it. and it felt hard as a rock. It felt very disgusting. I could hear them making the holes in my skin. I could feel them putting the grafts, like you can hear everything. And I just closed my eyes because I didn't want my eyes to be open, and plus like that's weird, like close your eyes. It's just a very interesting process, I think. They also had the window open, and baby, I live in Florida, so it was cold, and I was so nervous because, you know, I've never done this before or anything close to it. So I'm just sitting there shaking uncontrollably. My nerves are bad. It's cold. So they ended up giving me a blanket, and then I calmed down. They didn't have my patient care specialist in the room with me because she was the only person that spoke English. She was the only person that I could communicate with what I'm feeling. They only know, I feel like, their work words. And what I mean by work words is they only know hurt, pain, ouch, bathroom, water, stuff like that, but they don't really speak English. So if I was, you know, had an issue with something, or if I wasn't feeling well, whatever the case is, I can't communicate to them how I'm feeling because she was not in the room. She had left. She was home. She was gone. Another issue that I had is they had so many different people in the room. It was not an intimate process at all. It was not just one-on-one, me and the two people that was working on me. It was just so many different random people in the room, just like constant. And they wouldn't even let my man come in. Like he's telling me, like, I try to come in, they wouldn't let me come in, but it's so many different people in and out, you know, and that's not sanitary. My head has open wounds, there's blood everywhere. It's too much. You have so many different people coming in and out the room that's not doctors, that's not working on me, that's not a part of my process. So after everything was done, they bandaged me up and then sent me on my merry way, and they forgot to give me the aftercare and the pain pills. I was almost in the elevator going downstairs because me and my man were gonna leave. I was like, hold on, because I remembered all the YouTube videos I watched, right? I was like, hold on, I gotta turn around because they didn't give me the aftercare. So then I went back to the doctor and I said, oh, aftercare, you know, like pain aftercare, you know? And he's like, oh, here. Cause like how, baby, like I was gonna be in pain when, and mind you, I got it done on Saturday, they're closed on Sunday, so I got my wash on Monday. He gives me the aftercare and the pain meds, and I'm just like, this is crucial. I cannot be forgetting stuff like this, especially the condition that I'm in right now. Once the local anesthesia wore off, whew, I started to feel pain, just a tiny bit, but I took that pain reliever so fast and I was good to go, no pain. I couldn't lean forward or do anything, and I ended up leaning forward just a tiny bit, and I had blood on the side of my head that wouldn't go away. I'll show you exactly what I mean, but like, it's so easy to bleed, and I couldn't do anything, and sleeping was extremely uncomfortable and hard, especially the first night. Everybody will tell you. The second night it was still uncomfortable because I had like the pillows lined up, and then I had on a neck pillow specifically for my hair transplant, which I got at TJ Maxx. Since they were closed on Sunday, like I said, I got my bandages taken off on Monday, and then I got my wash. And during that process was so uncomfortable. Once I got upstairs, the man that helped insert the grafts into my head, he put the lotion on. He's like, the lady was explaining everything, right? Because I don't want to miss anything. The lady was explaining everything, and he put the lotion on my head in the lobby where there's people. He didn't take me into a room and explain what he's gonna do. He just literally was like, we're gonna put the lotion on your head so it can soften your guys, and we're gonna wash it. And he just, like, he took out the lotion that they gave me and just in the lobby, just top of my head in the lobby, out in the open. You don't do that. They take me downstairs to, I want to say, the 9th or the 8th floor, not too sure what floor it was, but they take me down, and then they take me into a room where there's like you know, the salon washers where you just lay your head back and then do all that. So takes off my bandages, which hurts so much. Oh my gosh, oh, it hurts so much. He rinses my hair, head, forgot, I don't have my hair. He rinses my head, and then he puts on the shampoo, lightly washes everything in tapping motions, and the back of my head burned so freaking bad. Like it like just a burn, and just Oh, I can't explain it. It was just open wound burning. After he was doing that, he put some yellow stuff, antiseptic. It felt like alcohol. I asked him, whoa, is it gonna burn? She's like, no, it's not gonna burn. It's not gonna be worse than the injections. Girl, yes it was. And it burns so bad. Like, it just, they said it was gonna be a quick sting, whatever they put on the back. And also the back of my head was covered for 2 days. It was raw. So I had a 12-hour flight. My head was burning in the taxi all the way to the airport. And all through my 12-hour flight, they had on the AC, just the slightest touch, the slightest wind, the light of an iPhone, it burned my head so bad. It was just a burning sensation that just would not go away. I started my healing process, and like I said, my hair has been healing very well. This is day 9 and I got most of my scabs off, so it's doing very well. I just have to see how my hairline is gonna be, but it's pretty much like how they do the grafts is how your hairline is gonna be. So if you don't like something, make sure you say something. What I did, I went ahead and I emailed them of, you know, just how I felt about them not giving me any sideburns. And right after my procedure, they tell you how many grafts that you got. So after my procedure, they said that I got 2,000 grafts. And I was upset about that because I said I paid for 2,500. On my thing it said 2,500. They don't go based off the grafts that you have to get. You pay, like, you just pay a flat price. That's it. Even in the consultation with the doctor, we never established that I was getting 2,000 grafts, and I feel like that's a mistake that I made because I should have told her or asked her how many grafts am I getting, because from my knowledge it was 2,500. Nobody ever told me otherwise. And like I said, I had a huge area. I'm gonna insert so many pictures. I had a huge area over here that had no hair. Over here was thinned out, no sideburns. So if we were doing 2,500 grafts, I would have gotten the coverage I needed for my sideburns, but I don't know if we were short on time here. I ended up getting 2,000. I got an email right after the service saying that it showed me how many grafts I got, which is right here. I messaged her how I was feeling, and I told her, like, I'm gonna insert it all here so y'all can read it. She told me, which I'll insert here, that there was 2,700 grafts. So my initial quote was one thing, after was another thing, and you're telling me something else, right? So then I messaged her again, and then she told me if I have any other concerns to take it up with the aftercare. And I told her, okay, will do, thank you. So I messaged my patient care specialist as well, and then she just sent me an automatic message. Like, these people were so nice before I got my transplant, and then after I got it, they were like, oh, well, you paid us, we did our job, bye, don't care. So I emailed the aftercare team, and then I emailed them the same exact thing, and then they sent me this. I'm sorry, y'all, this video is gonna be very, very lengthy here, but yeah, so you can pause and read that. And then I emailed them again, and they have not responded. I sent this message on April 6th. It is now April 11th, and I got no response. Let me show y'all. It is April 11th. See that? April 11th. I also did a follow-up of the same message that I literally messaged them on April 8th, no response. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. It's just the sideburn area that I hate, but it just sucks that you get no response. And it's just like, what if I have questions about my transplant? What if I have questions about anything? Are you guys not gonna respond? They sent me a patient support portal that I cannot log into at all. I could never log in. I really would not go back to them because of that. That's just the biggest thing for me is communication, especially I just literally had surgery on my head. And I had a concern with this right here, my sideburn being so freaking high up. If I wanted to do a sideburn, I have to drag this hair all the way down. The ghetto, y'all. I would not do it again with them. I would definitely do it with somebody else. If I could go back in time, I want a company that's gonna keep in communication with me, because I would have showed y'all my pictures. I would have shared everything with them, post it on your Instagram, whatever, here's my results. But I'm not doing that. You can't even communicate with me over something so simple. If I ever wanted to do a hair transplant again, the first thing a doctor is going to ask you, how many grafts did you have when you first got your first transplant? I can't even tell you a valid answer of how many grafts that I got because I don't know. Everything is saying different things. I'm not gonna say they did a terrible job because they definitely didn't. And my hairline looks so much better than it did before. Definitely so much better, but I just wanted a side grafts. I just don't want a big disconnect. If you did 2,000 grafts, then this is why we have this problem. If you would have just did the 2,500 grafts, we would have gotten full coverage. Anything over 2,500, you don't want to over harvest me. And I just want to be raw and transparent with y'all because it's not an easy process as is. And if you're going to be spending your money, make sure you're spending your money on a good company that's going to really look out for you and also communicate thoroughly to you. Just keep that in mind. Don't choose somebody who just wants your money quick and then skirt it away. What I recommend? 50% yes, 50% no. It just didn't feel like, I didn't feel like I would want to go back. I didn't feel like I had a great connection with somebody enough to go back. I didn't feel like I could talk to somebody because, like I said, the communication wasn't there because of the language barrier. I didn't feel like I can be like, hey, texting you, you know, my aftercare, like this is happening, my results are coming in nice, or I'm experiencing so much itching, my scabs are falling off. I didn't have a connection with anybody like that, and I just felt like the company, even with following up, they just don't follow up. I would go through somebody else that just cares a little bit more, that's more intimate and really connected. You know, I know they're super busy, they can't be connected with everybody, but just make sure that your scalp's not infected. That's all that I have for this. The next video that you'll be seeing is me washing my hair and how I wash my hair. That was pre-recorded, but stay tuned for the updated videos. Thank you all for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one in my updates, and I'll see you later.